Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by again, and today's video is about what if I can't teach fill in the blank. Whatever subject it is that is freaking you out. Often it's math or it is reading. Those are like the two big ones, right? Because when you think about it, those are the two main skills that undergird all of education, really, if you think about it. If you can read, comprehend what you're reading, then you can learn anything. And if you can do math, then you can usually do critical thinking and logic and all that stuff. So, and all those important things later, like, balancing your checkbook and figuring out a budget. So these are very important skills, and they are the skills that freak parents out because they think, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to teach these things when I was not good at them myself? I'm not a math science person, or I am a math science person, but I'm really not a big reader. How am I going to teach these skills that I myself am not very good at? First of all, I want you to remember that you are a teacher already. Not a classroom teacher, okay? This is a different skill set, but you have been teaching your child since the minute they were born, okay? You have a connection with your child. You understand your child. You get, in a general sense, you get what works for them and what doesn't. For example, you know that they like and do better with hands-on stuff, or they like to talk things out. They're like an external processor. They talk all the time about everything. Or they really love to just kind of sit and puzzle things out. You know certain things about your child already that will help you to teach them later on. If your child is older, maybe they already know how to read. Maybe they're like elementary school or something, and they already have a little math under their belt. They already have some reading under their belt. So you don't have to worry necessarily about teaching them how to actually decode letters. You see these letters together, it makes this word. Maybe they're past that stage. And so now what you're looking at is reading comprehension. Or you're thinking, okay, well, yeah, right now they're learning how to add. I think I can handle that. But what do we do when we get to fractions or decimals or those other things that, I barely passed myself? This is one of those times when you can be very, very happy that you live now and not 30 years ago or even 20 years ago, because homeschooling has exploded in the last 20 years. And there are more resources now, particularly because of the internet, than there have ever been before. And homeschooling is significantly easier now than it used to be, because there are entire publishing companies that are devoted to creating resources for you to teach your child. Not only that, but we have this whole new world of resources of online classes, online instruction, digital instruction, you name it. Anything that you want to teach your child or that your child wants to learn, you're going to be able to find a curriculum or a program or an online something that's going to help you get there. So whatever it is that is freaking you out, and I'll focus on math the most, because that does tend to be the big thing for a lot of people. I can think right now, right off the top of my head, 5 different online programs that you can use to teach math that will allow you to not teach at all, to simply put them in front of the screen, put them in front of the program, let the program teach them. I can think of another program that kind of partners with you. There are DVDs. Actually, I can think of 2 programs like that. There are DVDs. You can watch the DVD with your child if you want to. And then you can just work those problems out with them. Be a student with your child. That is such a powerful thing, to admit to your child, first of all, that you don't know everything, which can be kind of scary as parents. We want, there's a certain safety to having your child think that you know everything. But the older they get, the more important it becomes to show them that no, you don't know everything, but that you're willing to figure it out. And so to come alongside your child as a fellow student and say, when I was your age, I learned this stuff, except I didn't learn it very well because I don't really remember any of it. So we're going to learn it together. Let's watch the video together and let's see if we can solve these problems together. Going down to their level like that can be very powerful for your connection with your child. Because first of all, it's showing them that it's okay to admit when you don't know stuff. And nobody likes a know-it-all, right? We want people who are honest, who are willing to say, yeah, I have no clue. Sorry. So it is fantastic to show them, to model for them what it means to be humble and to be authentic and honest and to admit, I haven't a clue. I don't know at all how this works, but I'm willing to work with you and figure it out. That is super powerful. It shows children that you can take control of your own education. That education doesn't have to be something that just happens to you, that somebody else sticks in front of you and passes on, but that you can seek out opportunities to learn new things, and you can figure things out on your own, and you can direct yourself and figure out, what you need to learn, and then go and learn it. Not only that, but it's going to help you form a partnership with your child. And particularly for certain personalities are not going to take well to you trying to be their instructor. But if you come alongside them and say, ooh, I want to learn this together. I don't know how to do this either. Can I watch this with you? Man, I haven't done fractions in years and I never understood it before. This is perfect. I can learn while you learn. Can you mind if I sit next to you and watch this? You're showing them that learning is a lifelong thing. You don't stop learning when you graduate. And if you can instill that in them, that idea that learning keeps happening, it doesn't just stop when you get your diploma from high school or college, but that it keeps going. When you find things you don't know, you can sit down and learn them. You don't need to wait for someone to sit you down and make you learn it. And you also don't have to necessarily have a specific reason to learn it. Learning for the sake of learning makes us well-rounded, and it continues to feed our natural curiosity and our natural desire to learn. So if you admit to your child, I did not learn this before, but I really want to learn it. Not because my whole life I've been confronted with fractions and not known what to do with them, although that might be true. And you can tell them that. Show them, there's been all of these times when it really would have helped to know fractions and I didn't. But just to say, I want to learn something new. I want to expand my mind. I want to grow as a person. I want to have information, not just for the sake of having information, but for the fact that it enriches me. And you never know when that information is going to come in handy. So this whole idea of being afraid of teaching something, I want you to, however you need to do it, I want you to affirm for yourself that you're going to be able to handle those things. That those are not going to stop you from homeschooling. That between curriculum with that wonderful teacher's edition, I know I've talked about that whole idea in another, I think in my very first video that I did about, can I teach my kids? I talked a little bit about the fact that you're the teacher now, which means you get the teacher's edition with all the answers and all the extra stuff that helps you figure it out. You can get that, okay? So if you buy a print curriculum, you can buy the teacher's edition. It's going to show you how to do everything. So this whole idea of, I don't know how to do it, that's okay. You get the curriculum, it's going to show you how. You get the digital program, you stick in the DVD and you watch it, or you log into the website and you watch the video lessons. There are live math classes where your child is in a classroom digitally with other people and they can ask the teachers questions live right there. Wait, how did you get, I don't understand how you got from 3/4 to 6, whatever. I can't do fractions in my head. Not very well. But you see what I'm saying, right? That you can, 6/8. Haha, there you go. 3/4 to 6/8. I don't get how you went from that to that. And the teacher can say, okay, John Smith, here's how you do it. They're gonna see your child. They're gonna be able to interact with your child. There are live classes. I know I think I talked in the community video yesterday at the zoo about the support classes that you can find, extracurricular classes that are taught in your area for homeschoolers. For Pete's sake, if nothing else, you can get them a tutor. There's zillions of tutoring places, right? You can certainly find even like the high schooler down the street to come help your middle schooler with fractions, or the college kid down the street who's home on, summer break, can tutor your child. Or, the big fancy tutoring places that they have that you're going to pay more, but you're going to have a certified teacher. And if you need that, then there you go. There are so many options. You have so many resources as a homeschooler these days. So many of them. And if this whole concept of homeschooling is very, very new to you, and you're just now kind of starting to dip your toes in and you haven't really looked, that might come as a surprise to you. The fact that there is a whole world out there waiting to help you homeschool. You are not in this alone by any stretch. Between digital stuff and print curriculum and tutors and support groups and classes, oh my gosh, you have so many resources at your fingertips. You really do. Finding the right fit, okay, that might be a little more tricky, but it's doable. Absolutely, it's doable. And again, when this week, I'm going to be opening my coaching again. And when I do, this is part of what I help you with. I talk to you about, okay, what are the subjects that you feel the least prepared to handle? Let me show you how to handle those. Let me show you. I'm going to help you find resources. I'm going to show you where to look. I'm going to show you what materials to use. I'm going to show you how to implement this curriculum. Okay. That's part of what I do as a coach. So if you're freaking out at the idea of having to find all this stuff on your own, you don't have to find all this stuff on your own. You can work with me. That's like the whole reason I'm here. And again, this goes for anything. Writing, that's another one that scares a lot of parents, thinking, oh my gosh, how do I teach them that, the 5-point essay, that ever important college essay? Oh my gosh, how do I? Deep breath. Seriously, so many options out there for you, I promise. You are going to have more than you need. You're going to have options, not just, oh, here's the one thing, okay? You're going to have options, things to choose from. You're going to be able to decide which of these looks like it's the best fit for my child. Not, well, here's the one thing out there, so I guess this is what I have to use. You have so much help. And that fear of, I'm not going to be able to teach this, it doesn't matter. It really, really, really doesn't matter. You don't have to be the one. Just because you're a homeschooler does not mean you have to be the one teaching everything. There are choices. There are options. There are so many resources out there. So if that's something that's been kind of eating at you and you keep thinking, well, I'm excited to teach this and I'm excited to teach that, but oh my gosh, reading, or math, or science, I don't know how I'm going to do those things. I give you permission to put down that burden, chuck it over your shoulder and say, well, this homeschool coach, she seems to think I'm going to be fine, so I'm going to trust her because she's been doing this for a few years and she's a homeschooler herself and she knows what she's talking about. Because I do. You're going to be fine. We're going to find you what you need. You can find what you need. So I hope that has been encouraging. I hope some of you are breathing a little more easily now. I hope that you're able, for those of you who are kind of homeschool curious or just kind of starting to think about this, you're able to scratch off one more concern off your list. Think, okay, well, that's not something I'm going to have to worry about, because you're not. You're going to do great, and you're going to have all sorts of help, and you're going to do fine. So have a great rest of your Sunday night. I'm going to go watch the rest of my daughter's softball practice, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.